Okay, so what is an IEP? IEP stands for Individual Education Program, and every student identified with a disability must have one. The IEP meeting is held, and the IEP is written within 30 days of eligibility determination. So that's the last part of that timeline, that very important timeline, 30, 60, 30. So 30 days from the day the parent initially requested the evaluation, the school district has to determine whether or not to evaluate. Once they determine the need to evaluate and they get parent consent, the district has 60 calendar days to complete that evaluation. Once the team meets and determines the student is eligible for an IEP, they have 30 calendar days to write that IEP. And this can be really important because it gives the parent time to look over all of the evaluation data and ask questions and understand what all of that means so that they can provide input into the development of the IEP. So I'm just going to give a few basics about the IEP. Obviously it's individualized. It is a written plan for your child's education. It's written by parents and school staff together. And it lists the special education the child received and more. It's both a document and a process. And I think it's really important for parents to know that it is a process. It's very overwhelming. And once you get everything in writing, I think parents can be concerned that it may not work, and there's a lot of anxiety. Understanding that this is a process and that you can revisit the IEP at any time may help you work through that process and give things a chance for it to work. The IEP includes related services, and that can include transportation and developmental and corrective and other supportive services, as are required to assist a child with a disability to benefit from special education. So related services are provided in order for the child to benefit from the special education provided. Again, kind of going back to that example where your child has a disability in written expression. They cannot benefit from the special education provided if they have a fine motor deficit and can't physically write. So occupational therapy may be provided as a related service so that the student can benefit from the specialized instruction for written expression. Some examples of related services include speech and language pathology, interpreting services, psychological services, physical or occupational therapy, recreation, including therapeutic recreation, counseling services, orientation and mobility services, medical services such as administering medicine, school health services, social work, and parent counseling and training. There is an exception to related services. It does not cover the maintenance of a medically implanted device such as a cochlear implant. The IEP also includes supplementary aids and services, and these are anything that are required to assist the child in the regular education setting. It could include para support or adaptive equipment or specialized training for the regular ed setting. And once your child turns 16, it also includes transition services. And those are specific to, services that are provided to the student to help them achieve their post-secondary goals. And those post-secondary goals include education, employment, and independent living. Those transition services can include instruction and activities and other services as well.